Jimmy John's, America's #1 sandwich delivery, fast Ed speaking. I'm on my way.
I'm in the backyard here, Ed.
Wow, you are fast.
Yes, sir, freaky fast and freaky good. But I gotta say, I've never delivered to a dude in a doghouse.
Well, I'm definitely in the doghouse.
I thought in the doghouse was just an expression, a figure of speech.
Well, the doghouse is a very real place.
How long are you condemned to your canine quarters?
Too soon to tell, but on the bright side...
The doghouse has a bright side.
Yeah, the wife can't throw a lamp this far.
Oh, I guess she's been working out.
Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast. Freaky fresh.
Blog Talk Radio.
Edition of Conversations. March is Women's History Month, and today we will be speaking to Empress. With an angelic face and a pleasant personality, Empress, whose legal name is Empress Eartha Camille Mullings, is self-driven and a multi-talented individual. Empress is born in Jamaica, but was raised in Trelawney, Miami, Australia during her formative years. She's a radio host, TV host, singer, and humanitarian. Mullings is a staple in Jamaican media. Empress is on the radio show The Corner on News Talk 93 FM, which travels to different communities each week in Jamaica. The show highlights history, community, issues, and business. Mullings hosts the Magnum Kings and Queens of Dancehall as well as BETJ. Through the various media outlets, she's able to touch the lives of young people in Jamaica. One way she gives back was to have a hands-on project, Teach Them Well and They Will Excel, was the theme of Empress' recent Child Month campaign. The campaign was aimed at raising funds to build additional classrooms and to renovate the St. Teco Hamnot Basic School in Greenview, Bull Bay, Jamaica. This successful project occurred with the help of corporate Jamaica and concerned individuals. She was able to raise over $1 million in 4 weeks. Quite an accomplishment. My co-host, as usual, is Chris Daly. Chris is a senior writer and blogger at Jamaicans.com and a contributing writer at Your Money E-Zine. His website is YourInternetEnergizer.com. Take it away, Chris.
Hey, thanks, Denise. Hey, Empress, welcome to our show this evening.
Thank you, Chris, and I'm honored by that introduction. For correction, the school is actually in Greenville, Bull Bay, and yes, I grew up in Jamaica as a baby. It's a long story, but I was born in Australia. I came back to Jamaica as a baby and then went back to Australia. But big up the princess and big up yourself, Chris. How are you doing?
All right, great. Empress Eartha Camille Mullings. That's quite a mouthful. There must be some story behind this name. What's the story behind your name?
Oh, boy. The story is a lot of the uncles were always like, yeah, she's an empress. And the father wanted Eartha after Eartha kicked. And the mother loved Camille after Camille the flower. And then Mullings is a name I naturally inherited from my father. So there you have it, the mouthful of a name.
Okay.
Whichever one you choose to call me, it's your choice.
Okay. Yeah, but you've had an illustrious career today. There must have been key milestones along the way. What are the major ones that led you to your present position?
Wow, I think, being a Leo and being somebody that likes to explore life, I think I always followed my heart, my dreams, my passions. So whether it was music in school or drama, public speaking, debating, whatever it was, I just naturally ended up in places that I ended up in to reach this point. And I love people. I love changing lives. So I think there are significant moments where just each step of the journey. And then, in Jamaica, I started off on cable TV. Before that, I was doing, independent documentaries for different stations internationally. I was always on stage from the Sydney Opera House to everything else. And I think everything just combined together and has put me where I am and still on a journey.
Neat. So what time did your folks say, boy, this kid is really talented? Was there a moment, a ha-ha moment like that for them and for you?
Wow, I think my parents always knew that. I used to enter a lot of talent competitions when I was a teenager. My parents were always there in the front row saying, "That's my daughter, that's my daughter," you know. And I usually took home first or the second prize. So I think that's when they knew I was talented. Even as a little girl, my brother and I used to have a piano when we were in Falmouth, Jamaica. And we used to go to church and we'd come home and we'd play the piano because we used to go to music classes. And we used to write songs, and I think they knew from then that, you know what, this girl is definitely going to dabble in the entertainment industry.
Neat. Is there a certain person who has influenced your style of performance?
I think life is my influence, and it would be unfair to name everybody that's influenced me in case I missed out on somebody, but there are people that I look up to. You know, I love Mary J. Blige as a singer. I love Oprah Winfrey as a television host, you know, but everybody that's come into my life has influenced me to make me the woman that I am, from the less fortunate to the fortunate, those that have given to me, those that haven't given to me. Everybody has helped to shape my life.
Neat. You have this unique, enviable job where you get to travel around to different communities and learn about the country of Jamaica. What are the top 3 things you've learned since you've started this show?
Wow. The top places I've been?
Or top places or things that you've learned about Jamaica?
Wow. I think the greatest thing about having a radio show like this is that you have to pick up the newspaper every day and read the headlines and stay abreast of the current affairs issues, as well. You get to feel the pulse of the people by being in the communities and hearing firsthand issues and the ideas that they have. I can't tell you one place is more dynamic than the other because each one has its own individuality and each one has something special, whether it's the makeup of the people or the environment itself. You know, the history of a community is also so important because if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. So what's so great about this show is that you actually find out where the people come from, then you then have a pulse and understand why the community is where it is and how it is.
That's neat. You seem to have a keen passion for education. Why is this so important to you, like the school project you just accomplished?
Because Jamaica is my homeland, and I believe if I'm going to live in a country that, you know, my ancestors come from for Africa, I think it's my responsibility to give back. And I think education is the key to success, and I think we all have a social responsibility to give back to our country. And the children are the future, and it takes a village to raise a child. So I want to be instrumental in leading the village to be able to help and assist our children to grow from socially, you know, socially right, if I could say that, economically ready, you know, physically strong. And I think it's just important for everybody to play that role in giving back, and education is a key. Knowledge is power. And if you have children there that don't know that, you know, great people before them, you know, were the inventors and were kings and queens, how then can they see themselves as great leaders if they don't know their history and that people before them have done it? What man has done, man can do. And I think this country needs to be educated so that we can grow and increase in productivity and everything else. I want to be a part of that.
Neat. You mentioned this idea of accountability several times, and here you are, a powerful member of the media, and the media actually helps shape the culture of Jamaica. So I want to ask you a 2-part question. First, what is your opinion of the present state of the culture in Jamaica? And secondly, what are you doing to positively influence it, given some of the reports we're hearing about this culture?
Wow. I mean, current state of the Jamaican culture is that we are not an empire. We are not competing economically. We're importing too much. We need to be more productive. We have issues with crime. We have issues with corruption within the police force, within the politics, within the business players. I mean, we have a lot of issues, like many other countries. But unfortunately, we take a lot from the EU. We take a lot, right now we're going back to the IMF. That in itself has caused problems. We're tied to be a nation. And I think we need to be independent. We got independence in the 60s, but we are not independent in our minds. We have people in different communities bleaching their skin because they too don't feel that they're powerful because of black skin. They're not, they have no self-worth. So we have a lot of cultural problems, and there's a reason why we are there, and that reason is very simple. You have a bunch of people that were taken from Africa against their will and have been programmed a certain way, and that is why we are where we are. How are we going to change that culture? The people need to read some more Marcus Garvey. We need to be more united. We need some more discipline in this country. However, we can change through the media, the culture, but it has to come from a standpoint of law and order, meaning some things are allowed and some things just aren't. That's like Marcus Garvey used to say he would never put bleaching. Well, when he say he wouldn't put bleaching advertisements in the Negro world, we have to come to a standpoint from a national perspective to be able to change the culture. But of course, the songs, the selectors, the DJs, these little children are walking around and they listen to the music and they're influenced by what they hear. So as media entertainers and everything else, we can shape the culture, but the people have to want it, and it has to come from a leader, and not just an individual leader, a leader on every corner in every community to be able to change. But we shouldn't change the things which are unique, which is our reggae music. That's our culture. We need to control it. Our dancehall is great. Our food is fantabulous. The way we walk, the way we talk, our jokes, our Jamaican vernacular, it's so amazing. We have such a dynamic culture. And when you ask anybody about any country in the Caribbean, all they know is Jamaica. Right. But we need social change, and we need more social advocates to be able to take this country to the level in which it can reach. But that's going to be through everybody coming together with a charitable mindset of change for the better economically and socially.
All right. One of the ways you contribute to the culture is that you're a singer. Do you write your own material, and how do you describe the creative process you use in generating these songs of yours?
Man, I write. I just go on a vibe. I hear rhythm, I hear a beat, I hear a chord. I just create something, and I love music, and I love to sing. So, yes, I do write, and I love co-writers as well, and I love working with different producers who are willing to go against the norm.
All right. So you want to be a difference maker.
Yes.
Neat. You're also an entrepreneur. Can you share with us some of the initiatives you've embarked upon to bring this kind of leadership to Jamaican youth?
Oh, boy. Well, I talk at a lot of schools. I talk with the young women who have been abused, abandoned, pregnant teenagers. And I speak on just empowerment and self-esteem. Mm-hmm. But my business is called Stanley and Empress Boutique with my business partner, Nadia Stanley. And we house over 30 local designers. And our whole mission is just taking the Jamaican designers to the world and building our productivity and our garment industry and definitely exposing it globally.
Wow. So it's not just to make the stuff, but also be at the top and high value part where you're driving the fashion piece of it also.
Exactly. We're about developing and branding, and my business partner and I both have backgrounds in public relations and marketing. So it's more than just doing it. It's about marketing it and branding Jamaica.
Wonderful. I want you to use your crystal ball, and 5 years from now, what will we be saying about Empress?
Wow, 5 years from now, hopefully I'll be married with about 3 children. My business has tripled. My music is tripled. My television shows have tripled, and I'm smiling and laughing and cooking dinner.
It's going to be a decade of 5 years of triples. You're going to have triplets.
Yes.
Your business will be tripled, and everything will be tripled.
Everything will be tripled.
Wonderful. Well, I know that with your kind of drive, you'll have much success. thank you for sharing your keen insight with us, Empress.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
And Empress, if you'd like to learn more about you, how can the public find you?
Well, the public can find me, my Facebook, which is ms.empress, which is one word, EMPRESS, and then Mullings. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, which is the YouTube channel Empress Music TV. I am trying to really update and upload my activities. Let me see, what else? www.stanleyandempress.com. The website is being developed right now. In the next few weeks, it'll be ready.
What about Twitter?
I Twitter, what's my Twitter again? Empress Mullings with a Z, or what you call it, ZZ, EMPREZZ Mullings. That's my Twitter.
That's wonderful. To learn more about Jamaican Diaspora, visit JamaicanDiaspora.com. To learn more about Chris Daly, visit Jamaicans.com on the Me Thinking blog. Empress, thank you very much for spending some time with us.
Napa know-how. A Napa guy knows more isn't always better, unless we're talking about full-size vans. These beasts do more than get you from A to B. They have so much space a man can live in it. With shag carpeting, waterbed, and a sweet lava lamp, these mobile abodes have all the comforts of home. With quality parts and plenty of Napa know-how, you can keep the original tiny house running longer, stronger. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Boar's Head invites you to enlighten your senses. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Inspired by Japanese master chefs, our signature teriyaki glaze is crafted with garlic, ginger, and a hint of brown sugar, then paired with our tender, slow-roasted chicken breast for a flavor that's sweet, savory, remarkably bold. Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken, the bold flavor of Japan, now at the deli. Compromise elsewhere.